The crown of life, we often think of a gold crown, and they did have gold crowns back then. But the kind of crown that it's speaking of here, the Stephanos that it's speaking of here, more likely is the one that people normally thought of, which was a wreath. There were four kinds of Panhellenic games. That is, you had the Olympic Games, the Nemean Games, the Isthmian Games that were held near Corinth every other year, and the Pythian Games. And for each of these games, there was a special kind of wreath that you would get if you won in a competition. It could be a wreath of olive or laurel or pine or celery. Now, these were, as Paul points out in 1 Corinthians 9, perishable wreaths because, the gold wreath might last you for a while. An olive wreath or a laurel wreath, these kind of wreaths, they're going to fade and wither away. You also would be said to overcome with a victory in battle, but more often it was in athletic competitions, and that may be the comparison here. In any case, you have to overcome. That's going to be a big theme in Revelation. In Revelation 12:11, they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives, even to the point of death. They take these Smyrnian Christians as their model. This may also be a contrast with Smyrna's pretensions. Smyrna's citadel was often compared with a crown. Nearly 20% or one-fifth of the inscriptions from earlier centuries contain this wreath emblem that was local to Smyrna. Now, that wasn't so much the case in the first century, but remember, if these inscriptions have survived so that archaeologists can tell us about them today, they'd also survived in the first century. So people could see these inscriptions and these portraits of wreaths.